Welcome back, everybody. It hasn't been too long ago since I made a video. I figured I'd bring you along on this little journey today. As you can tell, I still haven't taken the old wheel and tire off, but that's going to change here shortly. I just gotta find a jack that's going to actually raise that up. That one leaked down, and well, I think we've had that one for over 30 years. My daddy bought that used when he was a kid, I think, or when he was young. When I was younger. I'm 33, so I haven't taken that off yet, but it won't be long. Still got the plow there on the carpet. Still haven't messed with that old push mower yet, but I got a feeling. I think part of the problem with it's that the old brake ain't wanting to completely let go is one reason. But that's alright. Haven't cleaned off the zero turn, but it won't be long till I'll be using it again anyway, so might get blown off tomorrow. Even find another bottle jack, but this one is actually, or it was, if it hadn't freed up. Nope, it hadn't freed up. Frozen solid. It won't move whatsoever. But it's okay. Still got something going on today. Today, may smell like paint fumes in here to y'all, so I apologize. I've been doing a little painting already. Yeah, I know, I've already got paint on the tire, but I'm not that worried about it. I've already sanded it down just enough to have the paint to bite to, and I already put a little small bit of paint on it. I'm using that because that's all the store had at the time at $9 a can. But as long as it works good, that's all that matters. Bear with me as I set y'all up here. Maybe take you outside, be a better view. Instead of looking at that trash can. Oh, that's much better. Is that better, y'all? Yeah, as you can tell by the skies, it's nice out at the moment, but they're calling for about 60% chance of rain today. And if you're able to tell, like I can, it's going to do something here shortly. So yeah, it's going to be doing some rain here shortly, unfortunately. Then for Mother's Day, which is tomorrow, they're calling for more rain. In fact, they're actually calling for thunderstorms tomorrow. Be glad to get this. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but the grass is trying to grow back in the garden. So I gotta get this fixed where I can get that taken care of when it dries up. So, and I got my LED light shop lights on. Set you up right about here. Sorry, I'm walking across the screen. And yes, like I said, I know I've got paint on the tire, but I'm not worried about it. It's still a little tacky, but it'll be alright. I don't mind doing that. looking good, ain't it? I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit. Hope y'all are having a good weekend. I've been enjoying myself so far. Oh, taste the paint. Hang on, y'all. Be right back. Gotta find a fan. Oh, yeah. No. Get closer, I guess. There we go. Put a little air stir in here to knock some of that fumes out the door. Hang on. I'm gonna get you out of the fumes too. Bear with me. Fresh air. Whoops. Oh. I can't tell what y'all looking at. I think y'all looking at my right shoulder. That's better. Ooh. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Yeah, I forgot I had this picture. I remember I bought this at the outlet mall here over there in McKenzie. It's like another spider's crawling on me. Where you at? It's actually a picture of several four-wheel drive John Deere tractors all in a row. I think it's kind of neat. Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was kind of neat to see. That right there. Can y'all see it? Oh, there we go. You get the 80-10, 80-20. Which that one's actually easy to recognize because of how beautiful it is. Back from the 60s. Early 60s. And it looks like, I believe that one says a John Deere WA-14, looks like. Right beside it. I mean, all the four-wheel drive tractors are nice looking back then. Granted, they're still nice looking now. But I still prefer the older stuff. I mean, if I could afford it, honestly, if I could afford it, I should actually get a regular small little utility tractor for around here and fix up the older stuff for a little side job. But I still like that little 10-10. I still like. I've liked all the farm equipment we've had over the years. I mean that John Deere 1010 is the newest, technically the newest. No, I said that 1010 is actually ties equally with the Alice Chalmers we had. That's about the same age. That's actually the first ever John Deere that my family's owned since my daddy was a teenager. He had a, remember him telling me he had a John Deere 40 at one time. I couldn't remember if he, I can't remember if he said it was either the, no, he said it was the wide front end, like what's on that 1010 I got there. He said it's the same front end. It was a John Deere 40. He loved that tractor. And he said, then we've had I think even before I was around, they even had a Red Belly Ford. Also, there was a Power Master at one time, if I'm not mistaken. Someone in our family had. Now we got now his cousin, before he passed away, he had a, I'm not saying it was a Farmall Super C. Pardon me. I'm thinking it's still sitting up at their old farm now. I actually tried to get it before I got that John Deere, but they wouldn't sell it, which is understandable. It was his tractor. It was actually in the family since it was brand new, so it was understandable. A little Farmall Super C. Yeah, I would have liked to gotten it. But yeah, I'm proud of that little 1010 there. I enjoy every time I get on it. Granted, it's a little tough because of my heavy set, unfortunately, but I still enjoy getting on it, even though it's kind of tough for me, but I make do. I still wouldn't mind getting a bigger brother, like a 20 or 3010. 2010, 3010, even the 4010 be nice, because I've always liked to have a bigger tractor than what I really need, just in case, because you never know when you might need that extra horsepower. But yeah, I say if I could afford it, right now it'd be a 4010 or even a 4020, because my granddaddy, before he passed away, had a 1964, 64 4020 diesel. He even put a bush hog loader on it. In fact, his son still uses it today. If I'm not mistaken, it's just still over at the old farm, at the old barn, anyways. Yeah, if I could, I'd get something that size. Granted, be overkill for what I need right now, but they don't hurt to have it for a just in case. And it's starting to rain now. Wonderful. Rain's a lot here sooner than they thought it would be, ain't it? On the Weather Channel, it's about 4 o'clock it'd be here. I think it's a little sooner than that. But it's okay. I know on one of the channels I follow on YouTube, he was saying that he didn't like being stopped at a railroad crossing, wait for a train to go by, which that's very understandable, because if I'm mistaken, he said he saw one derail right when it's right beside it, or something like that, which is understandable if you don't want to be by a crossing, which I'd rather not be up right there at the crossing either. I'd rather be far back and away, and no one in front of me if possible, because you never know when it might happen. And he asked if there's anybody else that had any, close calls, like that. And well, it got me thinking about 2 of them I've had over the years. My first one was very interesting. I was coming back home from going back to my grandmother's house after hanging out with my friends one night. Then I took them to the grocery store because they needed a ride, and I didn't mind at all. As soon as I left, it started coming a pouring rain. Got dark, started thundering. Best part is I didn't have wipers on the truck, so I I just tried to go fast enough where I can see. That was before I realized I needed Rain-X. But I had to finally slow down enough because I couldn't see where I was going at all because it's raining that much. But I couldn't stay in that one spot long because as soon as I started to move, lightning struck right beside the truck, right there by the ground. Luckily, it didn't hit the truck, but it's pretty bright though. It's basically from where I'm at to maybe where my neighbor's fence is over there, which that's a good, oh, 20 feet maybe, give or take a little. That's how close the lightning struck close to my truck at the time. That was with that old '84 Dodge I had. Then back in 2000, when was that? 2000, around 2006, 2007. I had me and my friend went and hung out on an old back road, just enjoying the peace and quiet, getting away from the city, which is nice to do every once in a while. If you've ever had to live in a city and you prefer the country, you know you'll be willing to go anywhere just to get away from the racket even for a couple hours, just to enjoy the peace and quiet that the countryside has. I can't take the honking, the traffic, the sirens going by. I can't even stand being. I'm glad we live about 3/10 of a mile from the main road here in Paris. I live 3/10 of a mile off Shady Grove here. I'm. People don't realize this is a house back here. They just think it's a little farm drive, a little drive to a barn or something. There's a house back here. Yeah, there's a house on this little bitty 20 acres. Don't look like because there's all trees in front, but that's going to change in the future. But yeah, I kind of getting off subject. Anyways, back in '06, around '07, me and my friend was in my little black S10. We had drove down there. I think it was right by the railroad tracks just to do a little fishing, just to enjoy the time away from the city for a little bit because I was still I get ready to graduate if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, I had graduated and we was all just enjoying the time actually. And on the way back out, on the way back out, all of a sudden, not far from the road, the road we turned off, the rear end, all of a sudden, out in that little S10 just jumped up in the air for some odd reason. Because there was nothing in the road at the time when we drove by, but as soon as we crossed one spot, that rear end jumped up in the air. Then you know how it's only got one wheel spinning, the other one does nothing. That's what was happening. The main wheel was spinning. As soon as it hit, it turned us towards the ditch. We went up the ditch, flipped over, and all I remember is being knocked out cold. I don't remember. Actually, I don't. I barely remember I'm surprised I remember rolling over because after rolling over, the only thing I remember is walking in the middle of somewhere, and all of a sudden I see my grandmother. And granted, this is my grandmother on my dad's side. That was his mother, and she had passed away in 2004, mind you. I know people's gonna probably call me crazy or that I was just dreaming because I was, apparently out cold. But I remember vividly just walking up to her. There's a beautiful bright light behind her and everything. And she kept saying, "Why don't you come with me? It's beautiful here. It's peaceful. It's one of them, I wouldn't like. I can see that it is right behind you. I really would love to be there, but I told her I truly don't believe I'm ready yet. I I told her I still want to live. Want to live a lot longer. As soon as I said that, she started to move move back towards the light, and the light was fading. But it was actually good to see her. It's so wonderful to see my grandmother after her being gone. I mean, as I she as she's moving away from me, I was actually starting to tear up and cry. And the last thing I told her is saying, "We do miss you down on Earth, and we love you very much. And I know we'll see you again one day. Tell everyone up there hi for us, and we'll be there one of these days to see you soon." And all of a sudden, she was gone. The light was pretty much faded, and all there was blackness. And all of a sudden, I started to hear my friend saying, "James, James, wake up! Are you all right? Wake up!" And all of a sudden, I found out I was upside down. My neck kind of like this with all my weight on it. I think it was either that way or that way. I can't remember because it was upside down. I was confused. Just starting to all of a sudden come to life as I considered it. So I had to stay like that for a little bit as he kept moving, trying to crawl out the driver's side, crawl out the window that was open. I can't remember which one it was. And as soon as he did, I did my best to shift my weight around and was able to crawl out the same window. And it's just kind of harder. It's kind of surprising I was that close. My friend said he'd been trying to wake me up for about 3 to 4 minutes. And I told him, I was glad I woke up. Very glad I woke up. Oh, man. So if someone tells you, I mean, you can believe me or not, but I believe there is a light or there is down below. And I'm doing my best to stay on the right path and go up there and see family and friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I want to see them so much. After that day, I've done my best to stay on the right path. I've tried. Granted, I still have my good days and bad every now and then. I admit I do say bad words on occasion, and I do apologize when I do. I pray for forgiveness for everything I do. Everything I do that's either wrong or upsetting, I pray for forgiveness and do whatever I can to fix the wrongs and the mistakes. Yeah, that was that was a interesting day that day. But on a good note, I was able to wake up. Here I am. I was around 18, 19 then. Here I am now, 33, going on 34 next month. And I'm so glad for, I'm so thankful and blessed for every day I wake up to get to see everything I see in front of me. I even appreciate y'all watching the videos, or even while I'm just sitting here, just y'all tuning in and listening to me. Just do that. I appreciate every bit of it. I know I'd like to get a. I know it's not possible, but I wouldn't mind get my aunt and my mom on video and just have them talk to y'all with me about some of the history they can actually tell you. I mean, I know I've actually talked to my aunt about the old homestead back down over there in Carroll County, where her and my daddy grew up. I think she said there's roughly a. Now, my uncle, he says it was a small land. He said a small property, maybe about. He kept saying maybe about 60. I can't remember. He said about 50 or 60 acres. And you talked to my aunt, she says no, it's more like 100 acres. I go, well, I was gonna guess. Well, maybe I was saying to myself, maybe it was like maybe it was over 100 acres, but only about half of it was able to be, used for the homestead, and the other half was maybe woods, which is probably a good possibility. And I know they had tell me they raised cotton and everything, picked cotton by hand there, and picked everything by hand back then. I think I've said this before. Even my grandmother one time got a few cotton seeds and planted some cotton out in the garden and had us pick it by hand just to get the experience what she had, what they went through growing up. I was going, boy, I'm glad we don't do cotton like that anymore. Look at this, we got cotton. There's farmers now that's got cotton pickers and everything. I know it makes it a lot easier on them for that cotton. But the equipment is outrageous in price. I know that much. Dude, I just priced one the other day on their John Deere website. Good grief. I'm glad some people, there's some good farmers out there that can actually afford to keep up with that market. Because the one I priced out, because I remember what one farmer had over in Carroll County, what he has at the time, what he had as a cotton picker is one of the new ones that makes round modules. It had every single bell and whistle on it. And I priced a brand new, basically the same way, and it came out to almost a little bit over $1 million. So nope. I'm glad I live here in Henry County, where all you see here is soybeans, wheat, and corn. God, I think the closest cotton gin is. Shoot, I think the closest cotton gin is in Mackley, Mooresville, if I'm not mistaken. To us. But yeah, there's. If it wasn't trying to rain, I'd actually take a little walk around. But it's trying to rain, and all I get is my phone. I can't afford a GoPro, and I can't afford a magnetic stand, which would be nice, actually. Sorry, tractor. Let's see if we can't go throw another coat of yellow on that wheel, shall we? I just kept thinking, that new wheel, nice, shiny, and bright, is going to make those other wheels look so pitiful. I mean, look at that. That one bright wheel is going to be as bright as that seat, and the other 3 wheels are going to look pitiful. Well, let's see if we can't put another coat on. I'm going to try to use that one whole can if I can. Or at least half of it, anyways, on that wheel. Walking it right again. And like I said, I know the dirt will cover up the excess yellow on the tire layer. Alright, let's see here. Got the strange fingers. Mine's good with my left hand, so it may get some runs now.